and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Look at this, a bit of a thunderstorm in downtown Paphos. But stick with us because we're going to head down through Paphos town and we're going to go and have a look at the blue Mediterranean Sea in downtown Paphos, the promenade and the harbour area. So, a bit of a, well, unusual day in Paphos, but the temperature, if you're curious to know, is 19 degrees. And in general, the thunderstorms don't last very long. So perhaps if you are sitting on a terrace in a hotel or an apartment complex in downtown Paphos, tuned in to the little channel known as Marika and me, look, already the rain has started to subside. They have forecasted showers all day today, sunshine tomorrow, and a bit more rain on the next day. So of course we're sounding a little bit like a weather channel as we speak. Big shout out to the weather girl, by the way. If your name is Lady Dawn, you've got a husband called Sir Sean, and of course a very, very clever dog called Sir Bobo, and a little partner in his crimes known as Lady Daisy, the pussycat. We're dropping down through Konya village. Over those rooftops there is the blue Mediterranean Sea, and of course downtown Paphos, and that's going to be our destination today. Thanks for joining Mr. Paul on his travels, and of course we're in 2024. Hopefully you've all had a great new year, and of course we're wishing each and every person that watches the channel a very, very happy new year indeed. And for those of you who are coming to Paphos, don't forget to hunt us down in the downtown Paphos promenade and harbour area, because, well, we're pretty easy to find. I'm an idiot in a blue hat with a dark pair of sunglasses, dressed head to toe in blue, and more often than not, standing right next to me is the most beautiful woman in the world, Miss Orchin Gracivia Maboth. Should we knock the wipers off? I think we'll put them down to intimate, isn't it? Because there's the odd drop still coming down, and you never know, because Paphos is a strange place, very mountainous, if you understand me. So you can get rain on one road and then not rain on the next road. And I'm not exaggerating. For those of us who live in Paphos, we understand that. If, for example, you drove from Paphos to the Paya area, you could have rain in Paphos, no rain in Clorica, rain in Kasonica, and no rain in Paya. It's called mountains, isn't it? A bit like downtown North Wales, where I'm from. You can get rain here, there, and everywhere. And sometimes they can forecast rain, and sometimes it doesn't come, shall we say. But the sky is starting to get blue, and the sea, I can tell, is blue. And Mr. Tall, I'm not that tall, Mr. Paul, he's dressed head to toe in blue. So that must mean one thing: all that is missing is you. So why not get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy? Paphos Cyprus, Marika and me, we're waiting impatiently. Yes, Lord Julian, and of course the honeymoon girl, Lady Bridget, we're waiting especially for you. This is downtown Konya. I'm dying. I'm dying, by the way. Can't get the words out. Got a slight little bit of a sniffle because the weather, it's up and down a little bit like, yes, you know what I was about to say, but I'm not going to say it because we're a family channel. But the weather at the moment is a little bit strange. We can have days of 22 degrees, like on New Year's Day, and the next day. And then today, well, it's gone a little bit cooler. So it's around about 18, 19, 20 degrees or thereabouts. Although I've no doubt at the moment it's just dropped down a little bit, but there's no actual temperature gauge showing outside in this car because it's not a Jag and it's not a BMW. Drop it in the comments. What car do you think Mr. Paul's in today? It's not a bad car, but it's not a very luxurious car. Although the ride's not too bad and it does seem quite quiet. That's the Limassol roundabout, by the way. And now we are starting our descent. We're going to go past McDonald's, especially for Lady Andrea, and of course Sir Mart. Just over on the right hand side is the hypermarket known as Alpha Mega. And they've got two branches in Paphos, and they are an island-wide supermarket chain, and probably the best supermarket chain in the whole of Paphos. It sends, well, a whole variety of things, from caviar, if perhaps you're Russian, to Hellman's mayonnaise if you're British, and of course everything else in between. Most supermarkets are good, don't get me wrong, but I would say Alpha Mega is probably, shall we say, the Sainsbury's of Cyprus. Now, coming up next, as I've said, it's going to be McDonald's on the left-hand side, and that's the Neon Mall of Paphos just over there. And talking about supermarkets, Lidl are going to open up there very, very soon. They are forecasting to be open by the early March time, and it's going to be their 21st branch in Cyprus. And at the moment they've got, well, let's think about it now, 2 in Paphos, so that'll be their 3rd in Paphos. And a little supermarket in Cyprus is actually considered to be quite an upmarket supermarket, and their prices are not that low, shall we say. Anyway, let's keep on going, because the weather is getting better, and as I look across those rooftops and treetops, there's no doubt about it that the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea is returning. So if your name's Dayman, guess what? You're going to get a great view out across into the abyss of the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea on a truly spectacality of a day indeed, in the first week of January 2024. Oh my God, these years are ticking by, aren't they? Andrea, thanks for switching those lights to red, and now we'll have to stop and study the rear end of this Ford Cougar. There we go. Cougar, what does that word mean? Let's leave it. Drop in the comments, what do you think cougar means, shall we say? Now, a bit cloudy, as we can see, but auto stop has gone on, and to be honest, on this car the auto stop does kick in quite smoothly, so I'll leave it to do its thing. You never know, I might save a couple of bob. On that note, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and don't forget to keep coming back for a little bit more of Mr. Paul's complete and utter madness. Don't forget to hit that like and that subscribe. By the way, they don't cost you a single penny. No, they just tell YouTube that you like what you've seen, and perhaps they should recommend it to like-minded people like yourselves. But if you do want to make a contribution towards the channel to thank us for making these little videos for you, all you have to do is Google these magic words: buy me a coffee, Marika and me. Up will come our landing page, give you the opportunity to read down a little bit more about us, and of course on top of that you can read some of the comments and some of the replies, and you can make your decision if you would like to gift us a virtual coffee or 2. You can also choose to join us as a superstar member at only €10 a month. What do you get? A special title. You get yourself that little bit closer to Marika and me. Birthday shout-outs, anniversary shout-outs. I'll even call you cat in. If that's what you'd like, drop it in the comments. And of course, on top of that, coming very, very soon indeed, is the Marika and me privilege card. And that will entitle you to discounts and privileges in and around Paphos, and of course in particular in the Paphos area, that's the promenade and the harbour area. So don't forget to get your name on the list for the Marika and me privilege card, and it's coming very, very soon indeed. Now, I warn you, on this stretch of road, more often than not, the boys and girls in blue are waiting just for you. So if you've got a hire car, your own car, or perhaps you even stole a car, keep your foot very light on the gas, shall we say. The speed limit along here is 65 kilometres. It does wiggle and waggle between 50 and 30 at the very, very end. But as long as you're not travelling more than 20% over that speed limit, those boys and those girls in blue will not bat an eyelid, especially on a day like today, because they've probably got their woolly flip-flops on and their woolly vests, because it's a little bit chilly for us locals in downtown Paphos. So let's start our descent down to Paphos, and of course we're going to go to the harbour area and see just what's going on. And I'll bet you there's quite a few people wandering around looking for something to drink and something to eat. Of course, there's a lot of brave tourists who come to Paphos. Well, they're not that brave, because to be honest, at this time of year, if you're from the northern hemisphere, it's an awful lot warmer and an awful lot drier. We feel sorry for the people in the UK that perhaps are underwater, and we sincerely wishing you all the luck in the world, and hopefully not too much damage has been done to your properties. Let's hope so. Let's keep your fingers crossed indeed. Downtown Cape Paphos technically is where we are. If you go down there, you get to the promenade. There's a lot of big diggering going on and a lot of diversions, so we say. So the quickest way to the Paphos Harbour area is along this road. And again, I warn you now, the boys and girls in blue, guess what? They're waiting especially for you. They really are on it at the moment, especially because it's quite cool, isn't it? So it's quite easy to stand around with a speed gun. And they've also got little camera vans now that park up and they move around, and they are sneaky. They hide behind bushes and all those kind of things. So don't speed, and on top of that, don't talk on your mobile phone. And if you are and you get spotted, quickly drop it and salute that policeman or that police girl, and they'll normally wave back and say, okay, Gumbaru, don't do it again. So technically now we've got the promenade, Cape Paphos, to the left hand side, and we've got the Universal area to the right hand side. A lot of people know the Universal area very well, and of course one or two people own properties in there. So if you're in downtown Scotland and your name's the Chief Constable of the Police on Marika and me, that must mean that's Ronnie Miller. A very happy New Year to you, Ronnie, and we're wishing you a great 2024, and we'll look forward to seeing you again very soon in downtown Paphos. Thanks, Andrea. Oh, there we go, Andrea. Thank you very much indeed. She's got a little zapper, and now and again she knocks them onto green, especially for me. She doesn't want me to get caught with an infringement on my credit card, because at the next traffic lights they've installed a traffic camera. Oh, terrible, isn't it? That means you've got to stop and not go through on amber. I wonder if Andrea's going to flick them to green, especially for Mr. Paul. Let's see. We're coming close, Andrea. Come on, hit that zapper. Come on. Oh, thank you, Andrea. What a superstar. That's Andrea Mart. You can go and hunt them down on YouTube, Andrea Mart. And more often than not now, they're singing karaoke. And to be honest, they're an awful lot better than myself and Masochin Brasilia both. And the sun is coming out. There you go. The sun is breaking through the clouds, and we're going to get a great view in downtown Cape Paphos. So we can tuck ourselves in behind this bus. And what are they advertising today? Cyprus holiday homes. Invest in Cyprus. For only €300,000, you can get yourself a PR card in less than 2 months. What's a PR card, you're asking? That is a permanent residency card. So perhaps if you're coming from the UK or a third national country, as they call it, and you want to get to be a permanent resident in downtown Paphos, €300,000, chump change. And of course, you'll be getting somewhere nice to live. And on top of that, a little plastic friend called a PR card. This now is the final descent down to Cape Paphos Promenade and Harbour area. And as predicted, there are quite a few people walking down, because they know when they get down there, they're in downtown paradise. And that's where the fun and the games begin. Restaurants galore, gift shops, clothes shops, hire car companies. If you want to hire an electric trike, if you want to get a bottle of perfume, that's the place just for you. And that's more often than not where you will find Miss Oching Brasilia booth. That's Miss Marika, and of course myself. And normally we hang out in the Pelican restaurant in the Harbour area. If you're looking for us, that's more often than not where you're going to find us. And if you really want to see us, don't forget to drop it in the comments, and we'll come to Chuchka dancing down, especially for you. Let's let him go. A lot of traffic about. There's a man in a Jag. There we go. We're right on cue. There's no doubt about it. The rain has stopped and the sun is breaking through those clouds. We're going to get a great view out across the blue Mediterranean Sea, especially for you. I'm going to say thanks for watching, and of course, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and don't forget to keep coming back for a little bit more of our complete and utter madness. Here it comes. Don't click off just yet. Downtown Cape Paphos on a truly spectacality of a day indeed. and the sea's quite calm, as you can see, and there's quite a few people walking around. They've got shorts on, t-shirts, even some of the locals, so that tells you that the temperature is not too bad. Drop it in the comments, what's your temperature, Lady Kirstine in downtown Glasgow? Anna, my superstar in downtown Krakow, what's your temperature? Are you missing Paphos? I'll bet you are. Let's keep going round the back of the harbour and the harbour restaurants, and we'll give you a great view over the sunset viewing point past the Paphos Castle and straight out into the blue Mediterranean Sea. Paphos Harbour is on the left. These are the rear of the Paphos Harbour restaurants. There's a nice little pussycat. He's going to go and hunt down his lunch, and hopefully someone kind and generous will be sitting there with a little bit of chicken sauvla, especially for him. Here we go, we're coming around the back of the restaurants. That's the blue Mediterranean Sea. That's the Paphos Castle on the left, and this is quite simply a view to die for. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again very soon indeed. Look at that. Feast your eyes and digest.